To fit the theme of today's video, I am drinking my tea from a Nightmare Before Christmas mug. Though this wasn't stashed away with my Halloween stuff. And on that note, a lot of this stuff also wasn't stashed away in my Halloween stuff. Most of this, a lot of this, was stuff I already had out as decor. I won't lie to you, but I feel like that's something that probably a lot of you guys who also have similar tastes to me discover when you're decorating for Halloween. A lot of the things that you have out is pretty spooky anyway. Like these, actually this was stashed away and I didn't know why, because I mean that is really cool at any time of year. Look at that. Love him. But I wanted to basically decorate in a way where they are highlighted a bit more, if that makes sense. Like I want to create little hot spots around the house of like a fun little spooky scene in different areas in the house. I've got some, if I do say so myself, pretty fun ideas. I wanted to do things this year that anyone can basically do, anyone can basically try, and stuff, even some stuff you don't even need to spend like more than £2 doing, or some stuff you can do with items that you already have in the house. I just want this video to basically inspire people to decorate, because I mean, I know we're not partying right now, I know things aren't really that exciting right now, but we can make it exciting. You don't need to decorate for other people. No one's going to be coming into my house other than me, so, and Adam of course. You can do these sort of things for yourself. Like it doesn't have to be for somebody else. And also the act of decorating is fun, and if anything right now we need stuff to cheer us up and to get excited and to cozy up as well. Like around winter time things get a bit like sad and depressing. We need to be doing lots of little fun things for ourselves right now that make the evenings a bit nicer to enjoy and our homes a bit nicer to sit in for extended amounts of time. A lot of this stuff was just like either charity shop finds or things I've had for literal years. I know some of it is like plasticky and probably quite wasteful, but I will probably have most of this stuff my whole life. I've just found anything that I possibly can that's sort of like drapey or like dark or black or creepy, I can somehow make into something fun. I mean, I've even got my old school, these are the tarot cards that I learnt tarot with. I'm gonna have to be careful with these because these are like pretty old. I'm not gonna do anything crazy with these, but I thought because they're like the traditional tarot art, I thought this might be a fun thing to, like, I don't know, a couple of cards to place somewhere in a little spooky scene or something. I've even got some hair extensions. Not gonna tell you what that's for yet. When Halloween is like been and gone, like just maybe even a couple of days before Halloween, it's always good to look at your local store to see if all of their stuff's on offer now, because a lot of this stuff I got reduced. They were just like the leftover bits on the shelf. Even if they're a bit crappy, they're probably going to bin them anyway, and also you can jazz things up. Got some bats. See, this is a scarf, but it's got skulls in, so I put it in my Halloween stuff. This was a little bat banner that I got last year, which was a hit. I have this doormat. Oh, this time last year I went to a little like pumpkin patch with my family and it was really cute, and there's a lady there who made little tiny pumpkins. I've got this big old pumpkin. Of course we've got lots of skulls, got loads of skulls actually, a ridiculous amount of skulls. 3 little Mexican looking ones. Pennywise mug. I found this little mat. Sometimes I use this for reading cards on. Because it's got skulls on, I thought maybe it could be used for something. I got these for this fun little project I have in mind. I think I got royally ripped off when buying these, because these were like £3 something. What the hell? Got my lovely little Jack Skeleton figure. Look at his little legs. He's so cute. Disneyland Paris. Little pumpkins that say boo on. I loved having these up last year. I got some gloves for a fun idea. This is a little stand that has skull guys just creeping around it. When Halloween was over, it was very cheap, so banging. I showed you guys my romantic dancing couple that I got for £4 because his head's fallen off. Spooky headless handsome husband. More little skull guys. Bag of cobwebs. I saw this really funny meme thing the other day online. Look, it made me laugh. Love it. I'm going to show you some stuff that I actually got recently, because a lot of the stuff you've probably already seen in last year's video. I bought a foil fringe curtain. It's like a black, you know, a lot of people when they have parties, they want to jazz up a wall because they want to like pose in front of the wall and stuff. I got a black one. It will probably get on my tits after 2 minutes, but I thought it would be cool to put it where I'm sat now, because there's like a little archway between our front room and dining room. It will probably get really annoying and I'll end up tying it to make it into like a little curtain, but that might be quite cool if we had a little. We'll see. Watch that go completely wrong. Oh, this is the cutest thing. I got a bag of tiny witch brooms. Aren't they like the best little things you've ever seen? I've got some fun ideas for this. I won't tell you yet. Just want like a tiny little witch to hop into my home and take one. Speaking on the same wavelength, I got a load of acrylic felt to go with my little broomsticks. I was going to buy a load of little tiny witch hats. They looked so cute online, and I got a little fun idea for like a miniature witch scene. I mean, you get like 6 hats and you pay like £4, but I wanted like a lot of hats, and then I thought it would make quite a fun video if I was to make them anyway. And I got a pack of like 10 sheets for £1. I can literally make like 50 hats. I'm gonna have loads of little witch hats, and I want to put them in like random places around the house. Then I can use them every single Halloween. It'll be great. I can't wait. To go with the little witch scene is some wooden, tiny little mini wooden pegs. I'm not gonna tell you details yet, but it also came with some twine, which is what I needed. You can probably gather what I'm planning here. It's not too hard to guess. And I got in here is quite similar to the bats that I had last year. I wanted to get something similar. These came in such like a sexy box. Like when this came in the post, I literally thought it was underwear or something. I opened it up and it was Halloween decorations, which is pretty sexy. But the difference with these is they actually hang, ooh, they hang downwards. Oh my god, love. They're actually quite thick. I thought they were going to be thin, but that's quite, I mean, that's a good thing. We've got loads of bare walls, and I don't want to typically obviously stick things to the actual walls because it's dangerous. I don't want to leave marks and stuff. So this sort of stuff is perfect because it can stick on the borders on top where the ceiling starts because that won't mark. A lot of this stuff isn't hanging decorations. Not a lot of it is anyway, because of the fact that we can't do that, and you don't have to do stuff like that if you want to decorate. But a lot of this stuff is just like table or surface things. So I thought maybe this would give people ideas for what they can do themselves if you're in the same situation as moi. There was also like little skulls. They look like little baby faces actually. That's quite creepy. And 4 bats. That's pretty good. I'll link everything that I got if it's from Amazon. I'll quickly find it, because other stuff I have no idea where it came from. I've had some of this stuff for ages. I love how they're shiny because it makes them look quite realistic. It's like a bit of twine with butcher's knives. I like that they're shiny. I found this in the range when I went down south recently. You guys would have seen it if you watched that vlog. Speaking of using things that you might have already in the house and aren't traditionally spooky, I've got some hair extensions because I have a fun idea planned with them. You'll see this will pair nicely with what I've got planned with the gloves that I showed you earlier. A really cool banner that I got from Amazon. Like with most banners, you have to kind of put all the letters on yourself, which is fine, but it is a bit sometimes annoying because like, isn't that what you pay for? So basically it came with 2 bits of thread, and then all the letters spell drink up and then witches. I decided to put drink up on 1 bit of thread and witches with the little witch hats on another bit of thread, deliberately because I was thinking if I have them separate, I can use the drink up banner for other occasions. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily care to have drink up witches for a birthday or Christmas, but some people might think that's a bit weird, so I can add the witches part to it. Oh, Halloween time. So clever. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm missing something. Oh, where could that be? That's actually rather weird. I had two cobweb tablecloths and neither of them are here. I'm gonna have to find that. This is a little spell book kind of ornament thing. It's an eyeball. It reminded me of Hocus Pocus. A coloured skull with a creepy little monster pen in it, which I love. He's so fluffy and cute. And a little coffin. I can make use of this somehow. And a little death postcard that came with some tarot cards that I bought. A little surprise that was sent to my door the other day from a lovely lady who's probably watching this video called Zara, and Zebedee, her cat. She sent some cookies, some Halloween cookies. Like, whoever sends presents at Halloween time is doing life right. They know what's up. Like, amazing. The company she used is Juliet Stallwood Cakes and Biscuits in Dorset. Oh, Dorset's lovely. Oh, they're iced vanilla. You're gonna die. Look at that. Me and Adam got these and gasped, what the hell? They are the coolest things I have ever seen. How freaking amazing. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed. So now is the time we start to decorate. I'm gonna start with that table there. I'm gonna try and find some tablecloths, which I thought I did have, and also do the bar section too. All I can say is, what sort of moron puts a Halloween box at the bottom of a Christmas decoration box? But anyway, I found the tablecloths. I really wanted this because it's nice and thick. Like, it's not cheapy or anything. Like, it's good quality. What it basically is a load of spiders, cobwebs, and then a little mini one. This looks a little bit more, you know, fancy and profesh. So I guess one that I'll be like touching. Like, if I actually want to use one as a tablecloth, I'd probably use this one. And that big one will drape over something. Let us begin. So I started off the process in the dining room because I felt like the dining table was an easy place to start. Something you're going to recognise is that I literally will try every bit of decoration on top of something, and I will test and try everything out to see what looks right in that position. So that's why you'll see me putting things down and picking them up again. And then I moved on to the little shelf that's also in the dining room, and I made the most of the fact that I'm taking everything off, which I rarely do, to just clean down surfaces, wipe them down with water or spray. And I recommend doing that because, I mean, how often can we be bothered to clean just for the sake of cleaning? I decided to fan out some of my tarot cards. I picked some of the most like traditional tarot images, the ones that everyone thinks of when they hear the word tarot. As you can see, I also draped the bigger tablecloth over this shelf. I thought it would look really cool if it was hanging over all of the drinks, and I used the littler tablecloth that's a bit more softer and for the big table, which seems a bit backwards, but the reason why I did that is because we use that table every single day to work on, and last year when we had the tablecloth over for that, it made working on it really like annoying because the tablecloth was so big. So I figured if it was just in the middle, it's kind of out of our way, but it still looks kind of nice. It looks like a little dance floor for the creepy couple that's dancing in the middle of the table. Now I am just hanging up my drink up witches sign to go over in the bar section because obviously I felt that was very fitting. So moving round to the end of my living room, I have a little area that I wanted to spook up a little bit. I'm just trying to, like I said, make little hotspot areas. This is usually a really good area to drape fairy lights and banners and just decorate at Christmas and Halloween, because it really helps that you can't really tell on camera, but our ceilings are so high, so we get loads of space and room to do things. Anyway, that's besides the point. I actually wanted to work on this little chest area we've got, and we basically wanted it for a games chest. Pick out a game of our choice on game night, drink night. It looks a bit like it could be a coffin. So at first, what I was gonna do was open it, put a sheet over it, and make some sort of like body, maybe even using bin bags around clothes that are shaped like a head and arms and legs. And then I was thinking maybe that's too complex, and actually something simple would be more effective. So I might as well just put one of my little tablecloth scarf thingies on top. I might have to stuff something in these gloves, like some socks or something, to make them look like there's actual hands in here. Doesn't really look like it's got fingers. And then take the hair extensions out and then use the box as like a wedge. Then this is where the little hands come in. Ew! That looks more realistic than I thought it was going to. Oh! That kills the illusion. So this is what I mean. You don't need to buy anything. Get a pair of gloves and some tights. You're sorted. To be fair, you'd need a chest, but you get the idea. Do you know what the worst thing is? They look like Jason hands. What looks scary, Adam? That way or that way?
As it is.
As it is?
Yeah, because it looks like one hand is trying to push the lid up and one's pushing it down.
Ooh, I like that. It's making me feel really uncomfortable. I have done this, yet it's making me feel weird. We want it kind of messy, don't we? Not going to be nice, like, salon fresh hair. I think it looks cool, somewhat. I feel like his fingers need to be fattened up a little bit. Ta-da! I think we should give him a name. So now I could move on into the living room. Now I was done with the dining room. I just kind of continued working on that space with a little creepy monster in, which, by the way, guys, let me know in the comment section what we should call the little trunk monster. But I basically asked Adam to help me hang up these decorations because the ceilings are so tall I could not possibly reach even on a chair, and it is very required to give your boyfriend a hug and a kiss when he helps you out with tall things that little people can't do. Then I moved on to the second fireplace. Fireplaces are the easiest things to decorate. Like, I love having fireplaces in the house. That was a requirement when I was looking around for rented properties. Like, I needed one because they provide so much surface and you don't have to hang things up necessarily, and it's a lot safer and easier just to make a fireplace look pretty. If that looks pretty, then everything else just falls into place. I actually brought out my old lava lamp that I had stashed away for quite a while for this, and I probably will keep it out, but I thought it was quite fitting for Halloween because it's kind of red. It looks a bit like blood blobbing around inside, so I thought it was pretty cool. If anybody has ever sent you Halloween cards, I suggest you keep hold of them and bring them out every year. I like having a few Halloween cards on the mantelpiece because I just think it looks really cute. And I thought that my little skull bunting would look cool underneath the fireplace. Side note, I very securely stuck the cardboard skull bunting to the fireplace because these are hanging over candles. If you're mixing candles with paper or cardboard, please be careful. And then I also added some fairy light skulls too, just scattered along the floor underneath the fireplace. Okay, firstly, this is not as long as they said it was.
Really?
That's not going to fit along here.
I mean, the length is perfect, isn't it? You put it on the front door already. And over there.
Or maybe over the window.
So you're going to cover one little bit though.
Middle one though. That look weird.
I think so.
Why? That's so annoying because I measured that and everything.
Just measured it the wrong way.
Who wants to know the length of it? It's the fucking width that you need. Watch that go completely wrong. So yeah, that was a little bit of a dilemma. My original plan didn't work, as I said it wouldn't. But have no fear, I decided to put it up over the window. Adam's not very sure on how this looks. I mean, I think it looks alright. It adds a bit more darkness to the room. But let me know what you think. Does it look bad? Does it look good? And once again, it is very required to give your partner hugs and kisses for helping you with small people problems. And then we move on to another surface area, which is the coffee table. This is a really big coffee table. I'm really glad we invested in this because it's so good for decorating. And this is actually one of my favourite spots that I decorated this year because it's a little bit more brighter and lighter than last year. I accidentally made the coffee table a bit too dark last year, and I was actually like excited to get rid of the tablecloth I used last year because it was very black and dark. But this was actually quite brightened up with oranges and whites for a more kind of autumnal look. And to add to that vibe, I decided to make use of the flowers that I had hung upside down in my kitchen since July, because I got these flowers from Bloom and Wild from a friend for my birthday, and I was so sad to get rid of them. So I was like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang these upside down and dry them out because I've seen a lot of people do that. So I was very excited about getting these down for the first time ever, and I thought it was so perfect for this time of year because they are quite autumnal and also they look quite creepy because they're dead. Now moving on to the more crafty part of this video, I'm so glad I decided to make these little hats because it was so cute. It was such a fun little activity and I thought it added a bit more spice to the video. So basically the process of this was I cut out lots of squares from the felt that I showed you earlier so that I could then cut them all individually precisely into little halos, little circles with holes in the middle of them. I made a lot of these because we needed 2 of these per witch hat. So once I had a ton of those, I then moved on to making the cone, which is the main part of the hat. And to do that, it took a while to master the right kind of shape for a cone, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're just seeing the footage of when I finally figured it out. But it's kind of this weird shape where it's like not a bell, but it looks like a bell shape with like the very top of it cut off, and then there's lots of slits at the bottom so that the bottom of the cone can bend through the circles once you push them through, and then you can kind of glue the flaps down so that they stay down, and then you put the second halo on top to cover all of that glue and all of that, which may be visible. And there you have it, you have a little witch's hat. And then you can kind of go ahead and clean up any rigid edges. You can kind of perfect the circle and cut a little bit here and there to make it a bit more smoother. Obviously, making a cone out of felt is a different ball game to making it out of paper, and I kind of discovered that whilst I was making these hats. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I could make cones, but it's kind of different because material folds differently and it's hard to get a pointy hat. Most of the points on my hats were kind of like flat, and so it took a while to actually make them perfectly how I wanted to. Then just getting some plain A4 paper, I cut a load of different strips, used some Pritt stick because for the felt I had to use more of a super glue because Pritt stick wouldn't glue down felt, and I made lots of little hoops to fit around the base of my witch's hat because I wanted it to look more obviously like a witch's hat. So I had tons of these hats now because I wanted to dot a load of them around the house. But the main reason why I had this idea to make the hats in the first place was to have 2 hats for a very specific scene that I had in mind. For the chest of drawers in my front room, I wanted to create a little witch scene, like a miniature kind of garden space. I've always been fascinated by making miniature gardens. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to get into that. I used to have these miniature garden books as a kid and I never made any because I didn't know how to go about it. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try one for Halloween as my first one. So what I decided to do was to make a tiny little washing line for mini witches, like as if they'd just kind of gone out for the day and they've left their washing hanging in their garden. It had taken me a while to kind of maneuver it in a position that would stay upright, and it did get a bit flimsy every now and again, so I used little tactics like slitting the bottom of the straws a bit so they had more of a flat base to lean on. I also cut a very thin strip of cardboard to hide underneath that rope that you see as the washing line to give it a bit more support because just rope on its own wasn't very reliable. So I cleared all that space on the chest of drawers in my living room and I plonked the washing line in position. And obviously when I was cutting out all the shapes for the hats, I made sure I cut out a kind of witch's cape shape for this particular idea I had. And then I added the little pumpkin that you saw earlier because I thought that would be something they would likely have in their garden. And the mini witch brooms as well. So it's almost like a small witch and a bigger witch, maybe her daughter or something. How sweet is that? I'm obsessed. It's one of my favorite things about the decorations for sure. And then I just added pieces around the chest of drawers I felt would look good, but that changes later on and you'll see when you see the final result at the end of this video. I would say don't think anything's going to be permanent. Like even if you decorate one evening and then you're watching a film or like watching TV, and what I usually do is kind of look around the flat and think, that doesn't look good there, and then just change it and just adapt and see what work with lighting, change things around. Don't take it so seriously. Speaking of not taking things too seriously, I decided to turn my autumnal wreath that I got last year, which is a sunflower one. Autumnal? No, I think I got this for spring actually. Anyway, I keep it up all year round because it's cute as hell. I decided to make it into a creepy wreath. I saw a lot of wreaths in different shops that had eyeballs on, but they were so damn expensive. So I was like, sod it. I'm just going to stick some eyeballs on my already orangey autumnal looking wreath and stick some of those brooms in. The brooms didn't even use glue, so I can take them out if I need to. And for the eyeballs, I used the tiniest dot of glue so I can just rip them off if I don't like them. If I don't want to keep those eyeballs on all year round, I left that to be reversible if I really wanted it to be later on. And last but not least, the very final touch. Can I just say, Justin Bieber there in the bottom right is probably the scariest thing in the flat. I put up my trusty dusty bat bunting I had last year, which I loved, and also the bat stickers on the windows. So there we have it. That is the finished result. Obviously this year I only decorated the living room and the dining area, but I wanted to kind of condense down what I was decorating to make it more of an impact when it's like all in a small area. I was tempted to do the bedroom and maybe even go into the kitchen and perhaps even the bathroom, but I was like, look, if I just focus on 2 main areas, then I think it would look more epic at the end when everything's kind of like poof, in your face. It's like an explosion in the room. I'm really happy of how it panned out, especially because I went into this thinking that I was not gonna have a lot of stuff and it was just gonna be like a low-key thing, some fun ideas here and there. But I feel like, particularly my little witchy scene over there, I'm just so proud of some of the bits and pieces I managed to pull together. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it made you feel a little bit in the mood for Halloween weekend. Enjoy yourself whatever you're doing, stay safe, and please remember you can have fun without needing to mingle and to be in crowds and stuff. We can just have low-key movie nights in, or just a cute little walk to the graveyard. We can get back to our old crafting days when we were a kid and we stayed in and made stuff, or dress up. We can have we can be with a couple of friends and we can get drunk. We can have shots, play drinking games with a mate. Oh, I personally love the idea of having a more low-key Halloween because there's less pressure to find something to do. I always love it when I have a plan for Halloween, but sometimes it does make me feel bad for people who haven't managed to get plans that year. It's a massive FOMO thing, and I get that. I understand that. So I'm always that person like, have you got something to do for Halloween? Are you doing something for Halloween? Don't even get me started on New Year's Eve. That's a whole nother type of pressure. But anyway, hopefully this gave you some ideas of things that you can do even if you don't have a lot of stuff, even if you don't have a single Halloween decoration. Things like my dried flowers can make the room look kind of creepy and autumnal. Bandanas that just have skulls on, putting them over the table as a tablecloth. I made little witch hats out of felt, extra candles. Get all the candles you have out and use this as your excuse as to why you're burning them, because I know what you guys are like. You buy candles and they're expensive, so you don't want to burn them because you're like, oh, they're too expensive. But this weekend, go all out. I think now more than ever we need to make the joy out of the small things and just spark happiness from something as little as a pair of gloves and some hair coming out of a trunk. Yeah, let me know what your favorite decoration was. I will also love it if you guys could help with the ideas and leave suggestions for things that people can do on Halloween night in the comment box below, so that people can read each other's and get ideas from each other's and thumbs each other's up, so that people see the top one if it's a good idea. Throw ideas around and suggestions about the place to give some tips for each other, because obviously I'm not here to discuss that kind of thing. I'm just here to decorate and give you ideas for that. Have a lovely Halloween, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content from me and you're not already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I make a brand new video. I'm on social media such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I'm also on TikTok now, and I have tarot readings. If you want to book a tarot reading with me, then all you have to do is go to my Facebook page down there. I can do one of those for you no matter where you are in the world. They are sent via audio file. And that is all. Have a lovely rest of your month, and Christmas is coming and I don't even want to think about it, if I'm honest. And I think in celebration of this video coming to an end, it has taken a while and it's very stressful. I'm gonna eat one of the Halloween cookies. I don't know which one to have first. I'm scared. Look, he's so cute. Oh my god. So much vanilla. Bye guys.